Hello creators, it's Melissa with Melissa's Creations. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are hopping with the Stampers Showcase blog hop, and we are featuring items that are retiring from the mini catalog. I'm really sad to say that the Honeybee bundle is retiring. It is such a fun set, probably my most favorite out of that catalog. It's a toss-up between Honeybee bundle and the Peaceful Poppies bundle for sure. But I decided to make my card today using the Honeybee bundle, and I also threw in the Label Me Bold stamp set as well. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do when I started this card, but it quickly started to take its own shape after I pulled out the stamps and dies that I wanted to use. I'm starting with a basic black card base. You can find all of the measurements for this project on my blog at MKre8tions.com. You can also click on the coordinating blog post link down in the description box below. I'm also cutting 2 Daffodil Delight card mats as well as 1 Whisper White card mat. I also want to have a little bit of basic black and Daffodil Delight extra so that I can cut out some images. Next up, I'm going to be stamping the beehive in Daffodil Delight onto Whisper White scrap cardstock. I'm also going to stamp 1 large bee and 3 small bees, although I only ended up using 2 of the smaller bees. From the Label Me Bold stamp set, I am using this kind of misty looking stamp, and I thought it was perfect because it kind of reminded me of pollen. So I'm going to be stamping that with Versamark ink and heat embossing with white Stampin' Emboss powder onto my Whisper White card mat for my background. I'm also going to stamp the Hello sentiment from the Label Me Bold set and heat emboss that with Whisper White Stampin' Emboss powder as well. I used the classic label punch to punch out my sentiment. I'm using my die cutting machine to cut out all of my stamped images on my Whisper White piece. I'm also going to cut out some solid images from Basic Black and Daffodil Delight. The pieces out of the Basic Black are going to go behind the 2 smaller bees as well as the beehive to create a shadow effect. And I'm also going to cut out some of the honeycomb pieces so that I can have a little bit more interest in my background. I'm taking my aqua painter and the Daffodil Delight ink pad, and on my embossed card mat, I'm going to lightly drag across and watercolor the background. This is going to have an emboss resist technique so that you can see the pollen, as I call it, behind the watercolor swipes. I'm using my heat tool to gently set that watercolor image so that I can use it right away. I used snail adhesive to adhere my background to my Daffodil Delight card mat. And then I laid out all of the pieces I cut out that I had to work with, and I played around and tried to build different images together, and that's when I came up with the shadow technique behind the bees. I thought it would be fun to put a dark background behind the colorful bees. I also wanted to try the outlining technique I've been seeing, where you color the outside lines of a stamp with basic black to give it a different look. I wanted to do the shadow technique behind the beehive as well, and I wanted the beehive to have a little bit different look than just the smooth round dome. So I decided to take my snips and I fussy cut around the outside, giving each one of the layers a little bit of dimension before adhering it to the basic black cardstock. And from there, it was just a matter of building my pieces up and trying to determine where I wanted everything to go. I adhered my honeycombs down first, and then the hive, and then I layered my hello sentiment and my bees all around that. I used Stampin' Dimensionals to adhere this to my basic black card base, and then I used snail adhesive to adhere my second Daffodil Delight matte to the inside of my card base. I used the leftover detailed bee and I layered up the yellow cutout with the solid black cutout as well as the detailed black cutout to give it a little bit more dimension, and I adhered that to the inside of my card base. That, unfortunately, is where the video runs out. However, I did add a few of the black honeycomb cutout pieces to the inside of the card base as well, and that finished off this card. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click the bell icon to be notified of future videos. If you aren't subscribed already, please make sure that you head to YouTube directly, youtube.com/MKre8tions. The link is also in the description box below, and hit that subscribe button. It really helps out me and my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!